welcome to where the water tastes like wine, question mark? I know it's deadly silent, but the game just like immediately started as soon as I opened it. And it has voice acting. But obviously you missed that, so I'll read it. I'll read it for you. Night has fallen and you're weary from travel. Stars fill the sky above, and in front of you is a brightly lit wooden house, the only building you've seen for days. Let's go to the house.
Walk toward the house, hearing the sounds of laughter and talk as you reach the door and push it open.
Enter.
You sit down and join the game. It's a cheap buy-in, and not many of the other players are very good.
This narration reminds me of like Bastion. Look around.
The lady fiddling with dice gets good cards, but has no real strategy. The man to your right seems to just hold on to the highest cards he has, regardless of suit or any consideration of matches.
Who else is here?
The man in gray across from you, though. He's good. He already had the largest pile of coins when you bought in, and while your winnings grow quickly, you can't quite catch him.
He looks like he's got like a wolf head. Keep playing.
One by one, the other players leave the table, sometimes with pique or with wry humor, leaving their winnings with you or the man in gray.
Keep playing. But doesn't that look like a wolf head? Oh, you've got a good hand.
Finally, it's just you and the man in gray. He looks at you, full of humor, and winks. Last hand?
I'm in.
He deals, you draw, and look at your hand. It's good. It's great. The best hand, in fact. A royal straight flush. Spades. Aces high.
Oh, hell yeah. Nothing can beat me.
But the man in gray pushes forward his whole pile. You're not sure exactly how much it is, but it's more than you've got. You can't match that.
Dude, that's so fucked up. I don't want to fold.
The man in gray stops you. Now, if you like, I'll let you wager your word. I know you'll be good for it. Just promise you'll pay the debt, however I ask.
This feels like he must be cheating. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You have my word or check the cards. You know what? I'm gonna believe in our hand. We have a damn good hand. But I'm pretty sure this man is cheating. But I'm gonna believe in our hand. Believe in the heart of the cards. You have my word.
The man in gray smiles. All right, then. I'll call.
Show him. Oh, he does have a wolf head. I didn't think blood would be involved. Direwolf, Chapter 1, where the water tastes like wine.
Well, your luck wasn't so good, was it? That's quite the hand, but not for the game we're playing. I'm afraid you owe me. Your life, sure, but more than that. Your labor.
You know, this picture of the wolf head makes him look so much more friendly, like just a big puppy.
You see, this land is built on stories. It's one big story, this country, woven of many small ones. Few of the small ones are strictly true, and the big story, is mostly a lie.
I like this music.
All the stories and songs and myths and legends start somewhere, with a seed. As they're told and retold and passed around, they grow and change to become the stories we know. To pay your debt to me, you'll be carrying stories, finding the seeds first and then spreading them, telling them onwards so they can begin gaining strength. This is no light task. Stories are heavy.
So I'm gonna Johnny Appleseed my way with stories.
Most of the stories you'll find will be small seeds. They might be true, but they'll grow wild and unbelievable with the telling. The more important stories are the true ones, the ones people will tell you about their own lives. Those often get lost in the weaves of the big story.
Wait, so I wonder what would have happened if we checked the cards instead of giving him our word. Does the game just end? What goes on?
The more true stories you can find and tell, the more you can weave that truth into the big story. Tarnish it a bit perhaps, but isn't a dingy and battered truth better than a shining lie? Now, go ahead. You tell me a story. I'll trade you some information about your task.
Okay, let's tell him a story. One time travel, choice, heaven, desires fulfilled, wishes come true. Oh my god, she's pregnant. Fortune, fate, or luck. Death, change, endings, moving on. One time. Tell the story of tossing a pair of a bone dice on a blood red velvet table. They come up snake eyes and wink at you. Tell the story of the parting of a cloud of fog to reveal the brief glimpse fuck, of a land of promise and plenty. Tell the story of a black and gray city where every building is filled with desiccated corpses. Oh, that sounds fun. Tell the story of the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors. Tell the story of the northbound train blinking its giant eye as it crawls through the night. I want to tell the story about the desiccated corpses. You tell the story of a black and gray city.
I'll strip away your flesh to make
I already
the
read
journey
that.
easier, but still you'll feel pain.
You'll do what? I'm sorry. You're gonna take my flesh away? My flesh?
Hunger, weariness, thirst, and despair. They're all part of stories, the part not often told. And death, yes, but don't worry. As long as your task remains, you come back.
Okay. Now I'll tell you about the dice, too.
It's just luck. Funny how bad luck seems to follow the folks who already have problems aplenty.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. A self-fulfilling prophecy, yeah.
Well, try your luck out there in this country. See how the dice treat you. It's not all bad. You'll have to work hard, but I'll give you the gift for seeing the true shapes of people.
Uh-oh, don't cry. Don't cry, little baby.
Not many who can do that.
The story of the northbound train blinking its giant eye as it crawls through the night. Oh, it for real has an eye.
Travel? That's your job. Wander from place to place, gather those stories and spread them. People get bored hearing the same stories over and over, but an old cliche in one state might be a rip-roaring new yarn in another.
Look, see? A new yarn! The time that I was like, haha, let's spin a yarn, and people were like, that means something? Yeah? Tell the story, the endless series of doors of different kinds, each leading only to more doors.
You sometimes have to make choices about what kind of story you're finding. Is it a love story or a tragedy? Don't gather too many of one kind, though. This grand story needs variety.
Okay? In the world.
Your deepest desires? Your greatest wish? Heaven? Big Rock Candy Mountain?
On the big rock.
El Dorado, the Promised Land, that place just over the ridge where they all say that the water tastes just like the sweetest wine.
That's like the name of the game.
Well, I don't know where that is. It's supposed to be somewhere in this country. Ask the people you meet.
I go to the big
They're all
rock
searching
candy mountain.
for the same thing.
Da, 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 da,
Go
da.
on your way, seeker. Maybe we'll meet again, or maybe not. Either way, it'll be an experience for you. I'm jealous in some ways.
Yeah?
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Do you also want your flesh to be stripped? This is it. We're going. My flesh has been stripped. I am a skeleton. We're off to find some stuff.
Well, I'm gonna scroll my name on the bare bones of
This
the
bungalow is being ransacked. There's furniture piled in the front yard, ammunition heaped under the mailbox, and a crowd of clean-cut men ripping apart a car in the driveway.
Strange.
The two heavily armed, mud-caked women leaning over the porch railing share the same bored grin. One shouts at you. Lend a couple innocent gals a cigarette?
I don't smoke, so I don't know if I would have cigarettes, but you know, maybe I do.
You are about to hand her a smoke when those men draw pistols and shove you hard into the dirt. You know these girls? They demand.
No.
Once they've dumped your bag out into the road, they decide you're harmless. If you were selling booze too, you'd have a lot more cash, sneers one. On the porch behind him, the two bootleggers are fingering their empty rifles, grinning in disappointment.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna move on.
and when
The women arrested for bootlegging.
I'm empty, there
Oh, look!
was
We're right by Canada. We're heading south. I can whistle? Press H to view in-game manual. I don't have a controller plugged in right now. I don't know why it's giving me controller controls. Should I be playing with one? Should I? I mean, I have one. Your goal is to fulfill your obligation to the wolf by finding all 16 characters scattered over the US and trade stories with them until you earn their trust and finish their story. Okay? Stories. By having different adventures, you'll begin to collect stories. When you meet characters, they'll ask you for different types of stories. Tragic, hopeful, scary, thrilling, or funny. Remember what sort of adventure you had, and you'll know what type of story you got. Stories will grow and change as you tell them. Once you tell a story to a character, it will be out in the world, and you may encounter someone else who will tell you a better version of it. These better versions will be more entertaining when you tell them to characters, but be sure to tell different stories so that you have a chance to grow them all. Okay. The stories you get from characters are wild cards. They will fit any of the 5 categories. However, telling them will not cause them to grow. So use them sparingly, as you're giving up a chance to spread other stories. If you want to swap around the stories you tell, you can do that in the inventory. I have an inventory? Travel. There are several ways to travel across the US. The easiest is walking, but it's slow. You can speed up your walking pace by whistling. Hold down the button and match the notes to keep your spirits and speed up. See controls for more details. I get a... Okay, speed boost from whistling. Okay. Can also hop a ride on a boxcar. This will get you exactly where you need to go, but runs the risk of getting injured by the railroad cops. You know, what's a little bit of life without... I don't know what I'm saying. To hop a ride, find a train yard. A safe way to travel is hitchhiking. Not in this day and time, it's not. To hitchhike, hold the hitchhike button while standing next to a road with cars on it. Not every car will stop, and they won't always carry you the full distance, but you will be safe. Finally, if you got some cash, you can go to a city and ride the fast, safe passenger trains from place to place. It costs money, but it's the best way to travel. Sorry, I hit my mic. Do I need my controller? This seems like a game that wants me to play it with my controller. Will she connect? Girl. Connect? It's working now. Okay, characters. Inventory. Characters. I'm not just reading the fucking headings. Oh my god. Each time you meet a character, you'll have a night to talk with them and exchange stories. If you tell them the kind of stories they want, you'll gain their trust and move forward through their tale. However, there's no penalty to telling them a different story. You will still learn whatever they have to tell you. Characters have multiple chapters, and when you fully open the eye in the interface, the next time you meet them, you'll move on to their next chapter. When you've finished all the chapters, you won't see them again. Oh, that's sad. Each time you finish a night with a character, they will move somewhere else. You can always check the map to see where they are, but they will also show you when they move. Inventory! The inventory holds the mementos you've collected from the characters you've met. Once a character trusts you fully, they'll give you something to remember them by. Sorry for taking a sippy in the middle of a sentence. Which can be used to travel to where you first met. The inventory screen also has tabs so you can see your stories, a timeline of your adventures, a map of the US, and your progress with each of the characters. Back. So what's the... Oh! This is my inventory. I have a pair of bone dice loaded to roll snake eyes nearly every time. Stories. I got one story. Do not look at that woman's nip-nops. Okay, so these are for the Emperor. The women. My journey log. My map. Oh my god, I'm in Maine? God damn. Oh! Oh, no, no. All the way. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, holy shit. Hey, that's a lot. Oh! Oh my god, that's a lot. Okay, progress? Like nothing. Like nary a thing. Okay. What's this? Okay, what's this? Oh, here we go. Options? You can do that anti-aliasing on high, baby. Not Deutsch. I don't sprechen Deutsch. Hey, stop crying at me. No. You can't go out. Controls. LT, recenter camera. LB, whistle. RT, hitchhike. Okay, inventory is Y. I figured that out. A is interact. Oh, child. If you don't stop. Oh my god, hold on. No. Sorry, the squirrely needed a good talking to. Okay, map. In-game manual. Okay, I know all the buttons now. We can resume. I can whistle. I'm not certain I know the whistle mechanics. Oh wait, is it... I figured it out. Search.
Off the road and into the woods, you can't help but come across this package by the old tree tied to a sturdy stick. The cloth wrapping conceals, though not particularly well, something large and softly unsettled. Little eyes blink back at you from inside the bundle. The sheep gives a start.
Please don't tell my pa that I'm in here.
It says
Why
in
not?
a small voice.
Why
Pa
not?
doesn't want to live with us anymore. But I want to go with him. Don't tell him, please. I'm hiding.
I'm gonna look for your dad, but I won't... Ooh, wait, this is different emblems. Look for his dad, or I won't tell. I won't tell.
You tell the boy you'll keep his secret. You don't see his father anywhere. You don't see another soul for miles.
I guess I'll move on. New story, the boy who ran away from his father. But I thought he was trying to find his father. Well, good luck, boy! You know what? I want to... Let's turn the music volume down. A little bit, so that the voice is louder. I don't know if that changed anything. To be honest, I'm in Portland.
They don't come every year, you know. The old man is sitting at the edge of a rotting old pier, crooked legs dangling over the water. He watches a pair of seagulls preen and groom each other on a rock just off the shore.
Oh, look, there's... I wonder what these symbols mean. Ask why.
Just when the fishing is going to be good. He taps great, black, thick globs of spent tobacco out of a huge ceramic pipe.
Ew.
I got another year, I guess.
One more year of what?
Another year of this town being here, he replies, letting a grin spread across his face. If the seagulls came, that means enough fish to keep it in place.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. Okay, so I got new stories. Right? We got... Oh, that's what that means. Okay, so we got the boy who ran away with the father in Maine. So we would have gotten it in the full if we asked the other thing. And then we have the high priestess, the seagulls and the fishermen near Portland, Maine. Interesting.
The woman walks the small town square with the poise of Betty Davis. The confident stride and inimitable mannerisms elevating the sidewalk into a plush Hollywood carpet. And wrapped around her neck, a yellow velvet ribbon, bright as an ocean sunrise.
This art's really nice. And I can appreciate a yellow velvet ribbon, hell yeah.
You question a well-dressed man parked outside an oyster house. Prudish woman. I took her on a fine date and she didn't remove so much as a ribbon. Excuse me, can you step back from the coupe? That's the spirit. You decide to seek a second opinion.
I'm gonna ask around.
You talk with a waitress smoking outside a diner. Something funny about her. Just showed up one day. Doesn't work, Doesn't live anywhere, as far as I know. Just around. Myself, I'd love to know who made all her beautiful clothes.
Is she a ghost? Oh. I asked that, and then look at the symbol if you approach her. She might be a ghost. I'm gonna approach her.
You ask the woman if you may join her at a public bench.
You may. Lovely outside, isn't it?
Her eyes are a beautiful shaded brown. Beneath the yellow ribbon, a thick, fibrous scar wraps around her throat.
Weather like this, it reminds me of Paris.
No, she can't be French. Move on. The elegant woman in the small town. She can't be fucking French. You're kidding me. So we got that in 9 of Swords. I can't believe she's French. This is so fucked up.
You can see storm clouds on the horizon, and you don't relish the thought of being caught wandering this rocky seaside road in the rain. Fortunately, you find the lighthouse door open, with a daunting staircase before you.
I'm gonna climb up.
At the top of an ornate wrought iron spiral, you're breathless and feeling the strain on your knees. Rain already batters the walls outside. You can only knock on a heavy wooden door leading into the upper level. Muffled voices and light seep in beneath the door.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna put my ear to the door and listen.
Looks like we got a visitor. Sounds like a man's voice, deep and rough.
Well, behave yourself. I'll open the door.
Another man, this one with a higher, more sonorous voice. I always behave myself. He feigns indignation, but his tone betrays affection instead.
I'll wait.
After a moment, the door unlatches from the inside and opens. The man before you is tall and muscular, with a hint of a paunch beneath his wide chest. The heavy iron knob on the door looks nearly dainty in his huge hand.
Didn't want to be out in this rain, did you? Come in.
I'll go inside.
Despite the rough exterior, this room looks like a well-appointed parlor. There's a rug on the well-trod wooden floor and an enormously plush couch. And sat upon it is a stocky fellow grinning through a great hazel-colored beard. Tea? He offers, hoisting a teapot.
Been here long, or it must be lonely up here. Been here long? It seems like it's well, furnished, you know?
A few years.
The tall one sits on the sofa, wrapping his arm casually around the other lighthouse keeper. 5, says the smaller, but by no means small, man.
That long? Time flies. We traveled together before that. You must have some good stories from the road, huh?
I have some.
You wake up the next morning on their old sofa, still warm from an excess of tea. And cakes? There might have been little cakes.
Cakes.
Prodigious snoring rumbles in from the floor above you, and you quietly take your leave.
I'll move on. Alright, bye guys. Da 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 da.
My name on the bare bones.
You wanna bring me somewhere, please?
Dig my heels into the ground.
I'll take a ride.
Every man come for to tally up my worth.
Yippee! We're going to Boston?
To drag
Maybe. We're in Boston. Oh, I can enter it, or I can spend some time out here first. Hold on. I want to walk over to this story. Oh my god, we're so slow. Search.
A dusty truck and a man on horseback pull up next to one another in front of the grocer. Suddenly, the driver and the rider, two wiry old men with identical haircuts, start shrieking at one another.
Why would they do that? Why are they shrieking? Are they both ghosts?
The man with the truck leaps into the street.
Brother!
He shouts. The one on the horse tumbles out of his saddle.
Brother!
He screams. They embrace in the road.
30 years!
Hollers the driver. The rider, tears streaming down over his face, corrects him.
No! 32!
Oh, wow.
Everyone here is watching these two older men cry and hug one another in the middle of Main Street. Cars and wagons are backing up. People are yelling.
Take a photo of us!
The driver begs you. Starts hauling a tripod out of the bed of his truck.
Say cheese.
The long-lost brothers pose in front of traffic, cry snot pouring out of their noses.
Ew.
As angry passerby wave you out of the road, each brother presses a coin into your hand. When the traffic disperses, you realize they overpaid you quite a shocking amount.
I got fucking money now, baby. Let's go. How much money I got? Can I check? I don't know if I can. There's that. I don't see any way to check. I have an amount of money.
His
Search.
clothes are expensive, but unkempt. A tailored jacket stretched and warped out of its best fit by long days on the road. His thinning frame weighs down the boxcar next to yours. You got a light, friend?
Sure.
You offer a match, which bends and nearly snaps as he scratches it against the pitted iron edge of the boxcar.
Thanks.
He mumbles, perching one last cigarette on his lip.
So where are you going?
Don't rightly know where I'm going.
You notice how deeply wrinkled his clothes are. It's as though a huge hand plucked him from a high society party and crumpled him up like a sheet of paper.
Don't rightly know how I got going either.
Well, what do you mean?
They built a railway just past Missy Hudson's estate. Damned racket ruined our soiree. Might have been a few bottles of Armagnac too many when I walked down the tracks to tell them to keep it quiet.
That's not smart.
He drags on the cigarette, but you never see him exhale.
Trains will always win that argument. By the way, you're never gonna win the argument against a train. You shouldn't try it. I don't know if he's alive. Let's go inside of Boston. Ooh. Store? Hot apple cider? What is this? Okay, red brick, green trees, blue sky. In this weather, Boston is beautiful. That is until you make your way deeper into the city and get lost amongst the cramped, winding, shadow-haunted old streets. Oh.
This city is like no other you've been to. Crooked streets splay out in a maze of narrow passages, no two alike. Soon, you find yourself in twilight, utterly lost. Bright light crests around one corner, a car approaching.
Would you believe me if I told you that I learned that Harvard was in Boston last year? Because Harvard Square, Harvard. Would you believe me? Keep walking or hail the taxi cab. Keep walking.
Unable to afford rescue, you keep walking. The asphalt turns to crooked cobblestones that threaten to wrench your ankle out of place.
Oh, great.
Was this always a moonless night? The stars multiply, each one looking like a pinprick through which light is exiting the terrestrial world.
Continue walking.
It's hard finding your way through in pitch darkness. You go by touch and sound, feeling the scale of the streets by the echoing of your footsteps, fingers tracing the rough surface of the buildings. And then, a rumble of noise in the distance.
Let's listen.
You quiet yourself, suddenly fearful. The clear sky tells you it's not thunder, but cannon fire. The city comes alive with fires and shouting. You find yourself trampled by a mob of men in thick brown coats, a phalanx of bayonets advancing up the street.
What do you mean? How? What is the time period?
When you come to, there's no sign of the commotion, the war that you were just caught in. The comically shrill honk of a Model A running up the road startles you, and you crawl toward the sidewalk. Above, the sky is a sharp, cold, cloudless blue.
What the hell happened here? A strange clamor on the streets of Boston. You wander the streets of the city looking for a way to make some cash. Look for work. The factory gates swing open. Who here can use a sewing machine? Shouts the foreman. You can mend holes with a needle and thread, but you haven't lived in the same house as a sewing machine in years. I can do it. I can do it. You're ushered into a factory filled with machines you've never seen before. You see spools of leather straps, sliding frames of steel. Nothing you recognize. Oh, crap. Explain the machinery to your group, but the instructions are totally mystifying. A thick-armed woman next to you makes a grunt of recognition. She probably actually knows how to use a sewing machine, huh? You know you absolutely cannot fake competency here. Admit your lie or fake a catatonic spell. I lied. The foreman breaks into uproarious laughter. I get at least one of you folks a day, he says. Everyone wants work. Look, I appreciate you coming clean. He turns to the rest of the group. Anyone else want to admit they can't sew? No one raises their hand. Look, I'll go. The foreman makes a counteroffer. Heavy lifting in the back warehouse. Pays less than working with the machines, but hey, it's money. All day long, though. Whenever you see the foreman walking by, you feel a flush of embarrassment break out on your cheeks. There's worse things to be caught lying about. And I got paid money, so... that's still a win. Move on. I can take the train station. Fried chicken. Boy, howdy. I guess as long as these are full on the side, then I have stuff. I don't know if I should take the train, right? Because... What's this? Oh, a camp? Like, there's stuff that I can find only on foot. Oh, Quinn.
Hey there, stranger. You're welcome to enjoy this fire with me. If you're respectful, that is.
I like your dogs. There's a lot of gravestones right on top of each other, though.
This here is my spot, and I ain't inclined to share it with any bad characters. You can call me Quinn.
Hi, Quinn.
These here are my venturing companions. Cass is the big un, and the one with the spots is Flip.
Oh, I like that. I like that name, Flip.
I usually beat my way on the rails, but the road news said this town was fat and the weather was fine. So I'm taking in the sights and seeing what I can drum up.
What does that mean? The town's fat? Rich? Is he stealing?
I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
Yeah. Here are the stories you've collected so far. They're organized by subject because the boss likes the tarot cards. This is the subject of each story here. If you tell this person a story about love, for example, they will tell you something from their own life relating to the subject of love. Poor things. As the night goes on, this icon will move left to right. When it reaches the right side, the night is over, and so is your storytelling. Oh gosh, excuse me. The person you're talking to will usually tell you where they'll be next, so you can find them again. If you tell them the types of stories they request, you'll gain their trust, and the eye will open. When it opens fully, the next time you meet them, they'll open up more about their life. They'll remember this from conversation to conversation, so don't feel you need to open the eye all the way the first time you meet someone. Dance around, get to know them. Okay, so they want a thrilling story. What if I tell you about the last bottle of Armagnac? That's thrilling, right?
That was a chuckle to be sure. But do you know anything more lively? Traps and such like. Well, one time in Fort Worth, a feller tried to take Cass and Flip away.
He did not. Listen, don't cry at me. It's not time for you. Chew your bone. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. She's chewing her bone now.
Said a kid couldn't look out for him proper like. That they were fat in Fort Worth and they were going to the pound so that he could find him a good home. Well, before I could much argue, Flip bit the hell out of that busybody, and Cass and I joined in shortly. I don't think I ever seen a fella so surprised.
You know, if a dog bit me and then the other dog and the boy bit me, I would also be very surprised. What the hell? Are you rabid?
Guess I ain't going back to Fort Worth no more.
You surely are not.
Hey, tell me one of those exciting stories.
Alright, exciting. Exciting. You're not exciting, Squirrely. Well, you are to me, but, like, not to this boy. Oh, this one's exciting.
I usually like the scary stuff, but your story needed more punch, I think.
Stop. And not time yet. She's so impatient. Not time yet.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the past, but they say there's an Injun grave round these parts. Say it's haunted and full up with angry spirits.
Angry spirits.
I used to love hearing stories of cowboys and Injuns fighting it up. Would swap tales with the youngins. But, well, I suppose if someone shot me, I'd be pretty vengeful too.
Probably.
Hey, do you got any really thrilling stories to tell? I'm hankering for one of those.
I don't think I do, but I'll keep telling them my stories. Oh, the women that were arrested for bootlegging, right? That's pretty thrilling.
Whoa, quite a story, stranger. Authority, bosses and such. I ain't nobody's little Angelina if that's what you're asking. I take care of myself and my dogs.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't need no jocker looking out for me, so if you're offering, don't. Shoot, I thought I told you to be respectful. You want to keep enjoying my spot or not? Think about that.
I'm not trying to do nothing, okay?
I want to hear a story about ghosts or murderers or something. Scary stuff.
What if... What if... What if... You ran away? Ooh.
That sure was a downer. Give me a good venture tale instead any day.
Look, kid, I don't have that many stories right now.
My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw flapping about those bastards.
Oh,
Judases, the lot of them.
damn!
Enough said.
He's got strong opinions. He said, blood is thicker than water, my whole ass.
Hey, tell me a funny story. You seem like you still got a sense of humor.
A funny story? Did you hear about the seagulls? The fishermen?
What's the use in telling sweet happy tales if in the make you snooze?
Oh, I thought it was a real hoot and a holler.
What's my future look like? I ain't looking for a traveling companion if that's what you mean. I do fine by myself, so just stick to minding your own.
Alright, I will.
Well, night's over. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Oh, he's gonna be in Maryland.
Didn't understand all your stories, but I'd gladly listen to more if I see you again.
Alright, bye, Quinn.
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day's a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't. Plenty nice things to see if and you know where to look.
Bye, Quinn. Look at Rhode Island. It barely exists. I don't think I missed any stories in New Hampshire. Search. Did our narrator die? Damn, alright, I guess I'm the narrator now. As you walk down the road, a black crow flutters down to land in your path. It looks at you, cocks its head, and speaks. Well, you got a long, long road ahead, don't you? All these people to chase down, or so I hear. It laughs. I got some experience when it comes to chasing folks. Tell me about it. Well, if you want, you could go find your friend again. Ask them more about their life. They might want better stories this time, though. It peers up at you. Didn't they tell you where they were headed next? Yeah? But hey, the world is full of people. Bet you could find another friend like that if you went looking around. There's more than one interesting person in this land for sure. It gives a gravelly laugh. That's what humans say anyway. And with that, it launches into the air and disappears. Alright, I'm moving on. By God, I sure hope. Oops, I hit the wrong button. We're heading into New York. I see a story tucked over there. I'm hunting.
A few wanderers like you are looking for a place to camp.
We heard there's a Leatherman cave nearby.
They tell you. They describe a locally famous vagrant who hiked this area for almost 30 years.
He's dead now, but his caves are the best place to camp at any town.
I'm so glad our narrator came back. I'm glad he came back from the war. Where is it?
You and the other wanderers find the cave easily, because someone's lit a fire there. As you approach, you see a silhouette bend over the flames with an odd creaking sound, like a door swinging in the wind. His coat is crudely stitched from leather plates that squeak against each other.
The Leatherman.
One of the others whispers. A ghost. The Leatherman must have heard, but he just stares. His face is corpse still.
Either he's not a ghost or oh shit. Well, I think Quinn would like it if he was a ghost, so I'll say oh shit.
Are you a ghost?
Shouts one of the others.
Huh? Leatherman?
The Leatherman's face reddens, and he stands suddenly, his stinking leather jacket screeching like a rusted gate as he unfolds himself to his full, towering height.
What the hell? Run.
You're 10 yards away before you glance back and see the Leatherman standing outside his cave, hurling insults in French.
Wait,
You shout. Maybe he's not a ghost.
he's a French ghost!
The others scream. The
That's even
Leatherman,
worse.
wheezing, flings a rock. You book it.
In French. You kidding me? I see a story over there. Oh boy, do I want it. But I'm gonna turn back. I'm not gonna do it. I won't. How nice of them to give me a rhythm game to occupy myself with. Did I fuck up? What happened? What is this? I'll hear his story, yeah! The narrator went away again. I thought this game was fully voiced, but I guess not. The policeman in the truck on this corner is having a pretty wild argument with someone on the other end of the radio. No, he keeps saying, no way! You listen in as the man on the radio finishes a wild story about the ghost of a well-heeled hobo. Wait a second. I swear this is what happened. The cop over the radio insists. That's when it clicks. You know this story. It's a stranger version of the story of the last bottle of Armagnac, but with some bits left out or replaced. Ain't true, the cop in the truck sighs. If only he knew. Moving on. I knew it. I knew the last story of Armagnac is that he's a ghost. A hoe. I started to read hobo at the top left of the screen, but I meant to say ghost. I promise he's not a hoe.
The man is the color of mill dust. His smile creases his face like folds in dough. He gestures you inside the dilapidated structure and shouts over the sound of driving wheels.
You're welcome to sleep here. You don't want to rest by the river. Not in the evening. Insects.
That's true. Mosquitoes by the water.
Man shoves the broken door closed behind you. The mill is warm, and the air is heavy with the powder kicked up by your entrance. You realize how easy it would be to drift off on this pile of sacks to the loud but constant sound of the grinding wheels.
I can fight the drowsiness or sleep. I'm gonna go eepy.
Pain sears your spine. Why did you sleep at this ridiculous angle? Your back complains from being draped over The millstone. It's good the mill is totally abandoned. Its works long ago disconnected, or your legs would have been pulverized. The man is gone. This is not a place to linger.
What does that mean? Was he trying to kill me? What the hell just happened? I'm heading to New York City, baby. The air stinks of gasoline and trash, and you're boxed in by brick, but damn, there's something invigorating about that stink. God, you feel like there's an engine in your chest. Let's explore.
The engines belch black smoke as the ferry churns gray water into froth. A broad-shouldered figure leans out over the rail, eyeing the skyscrapers on the horizon. Nearby, a man and a woman speak in low, urgent voices. He takes her wrist gently. She is weeping softly.
Let's listen to them, because we don't have a story of this, tarot card yet.
I wish you didn't have to go.
She says.
There's got to be work on some of those buildings going up.
His thumb skates over her pulse point.
I checked every day for a week. There ain't. I'll be back, though. Got your picture in my wallet, don't I? It's not forever.
I'm gonna keep listening.
Her words are split by a sob.
Might as well be. Our parents didn't come to New York for this.
She leans against him, the wind tousling her hair. He pulls her to his chest.
I'm leaving because I gotta go. If there was another way...
They stand together, close, quiet, in the stiff breeze.
Alright, moving on. Couple parted by unemployment. I'm gonna make money. Anyone got some cash? Set yourself up under a statue of a man and a horse and lay your hat out on, not my head, hat out on the ground. A few minutes later, you notice a very small child eyeing you from across the plaza. I'll wave. He returns a nervous smile. A few moments later, you see him walk over to a bench and whisper something in his mother's ear. Keep watching. Child takes something from her and crosses the plaza. He drops some coins right into your hat and gives you a solemn nod. God bless you, he whispers. Thanks, kid. Can get at the store. A fresh bagel, a slice of pizza, some fried chicken, or a sandwich. I don't want to take the train because there's stories right here. And then, oh my gosh, look at that. More stories? There's so many stories. Why would you take a train? A jet black crow alights on the low branch of a twisted tree. Look at you, it caws. Think you got some good stories already? Well, I heard better. Much better. Heh. It seems to wink at you. Want to hear my tricks? Yeah, I'll listen to your stories. Once you got now, psh, pathetic stuff. You tell those stories around and they'll come back more exciting, more satisfying. So always listen to the stories other folks tell. Their tales are less true, sure, but more useful around the campfire. Makes sense. The boss has a point about the true ones, though, the crow admits. They're extra interesting. You learn a couple folks' true life stories and everyone will like them, no matter what kind of story they think they want to hear. Any other tips? Well, everyone's the captain of their destiny. It gives a burst of laughter. Ain't no bootstraps in the world that can save you now. But the choices you make, they change the kind of story you can tell. It ruffles its feathers. A sort of shrug. Choose wisely. Or don't. Ha! Move on. Da 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 ba.
Low tide on a moonless night. This beach is long, stretching toward a receding sea. In the darkness, the sand seems coarse and gray, alien. The stars are dim and distant.
I'm gonna look to the horizon.
It outshines the stars with its presence, a streak of sickly colored light, leaving a trail of distorted fire. It slowly creeps along the sky like a vast worm, though you know that, given the distance, it must be moving at great speed.
What? Look back at the shore? I keep looking at the sky. I don't think... I'm gonna look at the shore.
And there, near the water's edge, a human figure. They stand there, transfixed by the light. 1, 2, 3 steps, ankles lowering into the surf. Silent collapse into a black wave, bathed in a nameless color. Then, nothing.
Oh. I think they're gone. That's mighty unfortunate. I'm whistling. I'm so fast. I'm a whistle god. Look at that. You notice a black crow sitting on a fence post, watching you with unsettling intensity. Hey, it blurts. Hey, friend. Hey, you hear about trains? It gives a throaty cackle. Locomotion. That's the life. I got some good travel tips here. Well, I could surely use them, Mr. Crow. You ever ride a train, it asks? With your budget, you'll need to hop on at a train yard, though. Fast and convenient, but the railroad bulls really don't like it when you ride in the empty boxcars. If you get caught, you'll get beaten. It hops and pecks at something on the ground. On the positive side, maybe you'll meet someone to trade stories with. But if you don't like the sound of that, you could hitchhike. Find a friendly car. It laughs. I feel sorry for you landlubbers. No wings, just motors. Can't even cross the rivers when you want to. Only at safe crossings. You got a point there. I always do. You notice that its beak doesn't move as it speaks. Before you can tell anything else about it, off it flies. Gotta move on. I need to whistle. I'm whistling. I'm whistling. Oh my god, I'm whistling.
The stream is a clear, reflective shade of blue. Unusual in this region, where bog iron colors the river's brown. Across the way, a goat with great leather wings laps up the water, its sunken red eyes fixed on your every movement.
What the hell is that? El Chupacabra? What the hell is that?
You now notice the unnatural absence of wildlife. No fish swim in the stream. No birds sing in the trees. The winged goat drinks with a forked tongue, only abstractly concerned with your presence.
I am concretely concerned with its presence. I can approach it or drink the water. I don't think I have a story of this, so I'm gonna drink water.
You cup the water in your hands, ice cold somehow, and take a swallow, soothing the coarseness in your parched throat. Clear as the water is, the stream bed isn't visible, even looking straight down.
Oh my god, I have to swim? Oh my god, I have to get inside of this water? Oh my god, you're kidding me. You're kidding me, right? No, that can't be. I don't want to get low. No.
Your
Get
feet
the water.
don't reach the bottom, so you float in the cool water, feeling washed clean. The ripples flow as far as you can see, never fading.
I guess I gotta wave at the goat.
The winged goat snorts and heads in the other direction.
Damn, he said I'm not worth his time. The fuck? Well, it's back to whistling. Oh. I was not paying attention. Search.
You hear the whippoorwill first, shrill and close. Then you see him, high up above the black streaks of wires. A lineman, fraying belt holding him to the pole. A damned bird has come to perch on a power line, stare hungrily at the man's soul.
Watch him.
He's unsteady. His hands are shaky, and his body sways in the wind. You spot his tool bag next to the pole, worn and frayed, much like the man. A half-gone bottle of cheap rye pokes out of it.
All I can think is he's unsteady, hands shaking, knees weak, mom spaghetti. I take the bottle.
What's he gonna do? Come down from the pole? You snatch it from his bag in one quick motion and walk away. Hey! He starts, but whatever he's about to say slips into a slurred whine as his belt snaps.
I didn't think that was gonna happen. This was like a glass him moment. I thought I was taking it away so that he would be safe. I thought that is clearly the tower card for the icon, but I guess we'll look at him. We'll accept what we've done.
His body plummets, and his limbs go slack with the understanding of what is happening to him. He tumbles into the tall, dry grass by the side of the road with a muffled noise. All you hear is the call of the whippoorwill. Eager, loud, thankful.
Did I just kill a man? Moving on. Moving on.
As you walk along the river near an unfinished bridge, men with a tool belt catches sight of you. Hey,
Oops, sorry.
over there, he calls out. You look like you could use a quick way to get some hard-earned money. Hard-earned is right. The bridge hangs high over a perilous drop.
Is it safe? I just saw a man maybe die tonight. I'm a little concerned for my mortality.
He laughs uproariously. Absolutely not. High above the water, you see raptors with enormous wingspans wheeling through the sky. We'll have little more protection than them, the man says, but not much more. His eyes sparkle. He clearly loves this work.
He's a psycho. Yeah, sign me up.
Great, he exclaims. Suppose you'll want a safety belt. We Thunderbird people don't need them. We fly when we fall. He chuckles.
Okay. Yeah, I'll belt
You
up.
find yourself up high, looking over the rushing river that crashes around the foundation of the bridge. As you work side by side, the man mentions, "You can see Thunderbirds up here if you know how to look."
What am I looking for?
You ask him to explain. Practice your peripheral vision, if you dare. Last thing you need up here is for them to see you seeing them and come swooping at you, he says laughingly.
Okay.
You only see the clouds thicken. It sure does pass the time working. The man pays you well when you're done with the job.
All right, well, thanks for the money. Look, and here's the story. Oh, after gossiping for a while about the weather and the crops and the state of the world, all bad and getting worse, he takes a different tack. You look like someone who likes a good story. He wheezes. Try this one on for size. I'm listening. After loudly and repeatedly clearing his throat, he tells you the story of the boy whose shiftless There is an F. Oh my god, there is an F. Whose shiftless father left him alone in the woods. It sounds a lot like the story of the boy who ran away with his father, but with some parts changed and other parts added. Listen to the tale. When he grins up at you at the conclusion of the tale, you give him the effusive praise he's apparently expecting. You'll have to remember that version, even if it's not quite what happened. It's a good story. Thanks. Okay, so here is a different camp. My friend is down there. Quinn's over there in that Maryland camp. This camp is a different camp. Wait, Quinn, you're supposed to be in Maryland.
Hey, traveler. Come to join my fire again?
Oh, his eye is wide open. Quinn, I thought you were in Maryland.
Well, I guess I know you well enough to let you set yourself down for a spell.
Well, thank you, Quinn.
You remember Cass and Flip?
I do.
You want to hear more about my travels? Well, sure, why not? Nothing better than trading stories around the fire, and I got stories. I'm in the mood for something real funny like.
Did I learn any funny stories while I was, God. Shite. Leatherman's. Hey, I killed a man. What is this? Empress? Queen's Good? Love? The two brothers? Is that funny? Let's try, the bridge builders, question mark. Squirrely, it's not time yet.
Not sure I quite follow that one.
Ah, fuck.
Freedom. Well,
It's not time yet.
teacher used to talk about freedom like America was eat up with it, but the tramping kind seems to be just about the only real freedom still in supply. Ain't no freedom from an empty stomach or bad weather, unless you're rich.
Quinn's
You got any stories that are a little sad?
I got some sad stories. I got the couple that was parted by unemployment. You'll find that one a real hoot and a holler, Quinn.
I don't usually like the sad ones, but that sure was beautiful. Thank you.
Stop crying at me. It's not time yet. I love you, little squirrel, but it's not time yet.
Love stories. Huh. Folks sure seem to be eat up with the notions of love, singing and talking about it all the damn time. I'm not sure I see the appeal myself. I want a story that scares me. Now I'm older, almost nobody can do it. Give me your best shot.
Okay, I got one. How about the Leatherman French Ghost? Wait, actually? This freak goat. What are you doing, child? It's not time yet. It's not time yet. Did you throw your bone at my computer? Let me look. You little stinky. Is barely a bone anymore. It's just a chunk left, but... Chew your bone. And not time yet. Alright, you are the winged ghost, Quinn. Ghost? Goat. It was so scary.
Wow, that's the stuff, stranger. Spooky campfire tales are my favorite. This land sure is something, ain't it? I can't wait to see it all.
He can't wait.
Tramping like I do makes me realize the land's another kind of companion. It's always with you. Maybe things are so depressed because folks lost sight of that. I want to hear one of them venturing tales. Got any?
What is a venturing tale? Two brothers. Creepy mill. I killed a man. I guess this one's a venturesome tale. Even if it is also spooky.
That was a chuckle to be sure. But do you know anything more lively? Traveling. I sure do love it. And I seen some pretty things out there.
What do you mean it's not
I seen
lively
serpent
enough?
trains passing on a green and gold sea. I seen mountains so tall and forests so thick, nobody will ever tame 'em. I once seen a bunch of townies skinny dipping in a river. That sure was something. I seen terrible things too. Biblical floods and starving folks, and black blizzards full of dust. You got any happy stories?
Happy stories, the brothers. It's the brothers, the brothers, the brothers. There they are. The Mario Brothers in Boston.
Sometimes I need a tale like that just to remind me it's not all depressed out there.
Mario and Luigi.
My family. There ain't no way I'm gonna start jaw flapping about those bastards. Judases, the lot of them.
Judas.
Enough said. Oh, heck, the night's over already. I sure enjoyed talking to you, but I gotta get on. I think I'll see what's happening up the road this way.
Alright, he's gonna be in Pennsylvania.
The tramping life suits me just fine. Every day is a venture. With things being so depressed, folks walk around like it's the end of everything good. But it ain't.
When he says with things being so depressed, is he talking about like, is this the Great Depression era?
Plenty nice things to see if you know where to look.
Quinn Chapter 2 is now available. New story, Quinn's Adventures. Look at this. There is another camp down here. It's separate from Quinn. What's the difference? Well, gosh, Quinn, who's this? Mason.
My twin brother Paul and I always got into trouble, but we were good. We didn't do nothing to anybody till we left. Then we hurt a lot of people. Me, more so than Paul, because he didn't make it through.
Oh, rip Paul.
The march I was on, the bonus army. It's less a bonus and more an acknowledgement of what I've had to suffer. Civilians will never understand. Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
Once upon a time, once upon a time, once upon a time, there was the Leatherman Cave. Quinn thought it was funny.
Wish I could tell that one to my sister.
Oh, look, there we go, it was funny.
Travel. Well, This walk feels like a little bit of freedom now and again. The flowers along the road make for fine company.
I think he's an amputee. I couldn't decide at first if he was an amputee or if he just had that one leg bent up under him, but I'm pretty sure he's an amputee.
So anyway, tell me a funny story? You seem like you know a few good ones.
You want another funny story? Oh, gracious, Mason. Is this one funny? I don't know.
Oh, come on. That doesn't sound real. Freedom is getting paid what you deserve, and getting enough to get by. Freedom is the ability to be free of pain. Know any good jokes? I'm not so good at telling them anymore.
Mason, I've killed people. Well, one. I don't know if I got jokes, Mason. Do you think it's funny how a man died?
I don't mean to be rude, but civvies don't understand what real tragedy is.
Oh my god, Mason, you're annoying.
Change. Tanks seem to be the ones bringing about change.
Oh, you're just a civvy. You don't know what real tragedy is. War changes people.
First, in no man's land, and then on the steps of Washington, D.C. I was amazed the first time I saw one. The second time, afraid. And all the times after that, revolted.
Listen, Mason, I only have the one funny story. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you know any happy stories? Hopeful ones?
I know happy ones. Yeah. I got... Quinn said this one was happy.
For a moment there. Just a moment.
Yeah.
I felt better about it all too.
I did it. I told a happy story.
The future's the issue, ain't it?
No, I think your attitude is the issue, Mason.
Great war leaves us nothing to go back to, plucking up the hope and leaving us only with the vile and the unforgiven. Tell me a happy story. Something to make the world seem kind.
How about the brothers? It's the brothers. That's a happy story.
I liked that one. There's some hope left for you too, you know. Don't give it away too quickly. My family. They were good to me. Ma and Pa. And to Paul. And to my sister Jessie.
Mason, you're really quiet, actually.
Some days I wish I could find Jessie again and have her help me. She always liked Paul best.
You know what? I don't blame her. I think I would like Paul more too.
Here's the sun. I've got to go. I'm headed up the road this way. Will our paths cross?
Oh, he's going back up to Rhode Island?
Days come and go and the terrors return. They'll never be able to pay back what they owe me, but I'll always keep at 'em.
Ah, you know the
What
horrors.
about you? Is there something somebody owes you?
The agonies. They never end, Mason. You just gotta be better. Yourself. Right. Let's go on old DC. It's hard to look at these shining buildings in the direct sunlight. You feel like an ant crawling among the tombs of giants. Away from the monuments, though, you find a city that's a little more human.
The mailman's uniform is dated and worn. He sits on the edge of the road, head in hands. He looks up as you approach. Can you help? Car clipped me. I think my legs... Well, I'd appreciate it if you could deliver this for me. He holds out a brown envelope.
Sir, I think you should be more concerned about your leg. What the hell? I thought when he was gonna say, can you help? It was like, yeah, can you give like a medical assistance for me, please? And he's like, can you deliver this letter actually? What the hell? Man, I miss this narrator. He's so much better than Mason. I would listen to this narrator read me a bedtime story. I'll deliver the letter.
The letter's addressed to a James Gibson Sr., 120 J Street. But the city stymies you. The blocks run straight from I to K. You stop a man for directions, but he shakes his head and laughs. Someone's playing a joke on you. There's no J Street.
I'm gonna head back.
Over here. A woman in a brown coat overheard your question. She steers you down an alley. Someone's chalked a big orange J on one wall. I thought Clovis was late. Go left up ahead. Old Man Gibson's the third on the right.
Okay, I gotta go on alone then.
As you round the corner, the world changes. J Street is a place out of time. Like the city forgot an entire street a century ago and carried on around it, oblivious. Even the noise and bustle of D.C. can't penetrate this little pocket.
Knock, knock.
The man who answers is ancient and stooped. He peers at the letter. I think it's from my son. I don't see so well anymore. Will you read it to me? You tear the letter open. It isn't good news.
Well, I already had my lie earlier with the sewing machine, so now I gotta be a truther, you know?
He fights it, but his face crumbles. Tears roll down his cheeks. It's better to know. I've been waiting a long time for this. His shaking hand takes the letter. Thank you for telling me.
Sorry, sir. A strange street lost in time in Washington, D.C. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording for 1 second so I can bring the squirrely out. You won't notice anything except maybe like the music having a little jump or me being in a different position slightly, but I'll be right back. Okay? I'll be right back. I'd say boo, but I can't, like, you don't know. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. But you know, I was thinking about it while I was bringing the squirrely out, and I had no real clue what this game was like, except for, like, I looked at the Steam page because I was like, what the hell is this game that I own that's called Where the Water Tastes Like Wine? I was like, what the fuck is this? So I looked at the Steam store page and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of interesting, and yeah, it's pretty nice so far. I like it so far. We can earn money, we can buy food, plus heart, iced coffee, a Reuben, a sandwich, and a cola. I mean, a Reuben is a sandwich. Maybe a different sandwich. Alright, where am I going? I can hop on a train. I see a camp right over there, though. Can I walk across the water? Am I big enough? Nay. Can I walk across the bridge? No. What the hell? I have no option? What's this? Oh, this is where I can cross. Oh, maybe I'll just hitchhike. Oh, sorry, train yard, sorry. I want to hitchhike right here. I want to head south. Really? You're not gonna let me on? Maybe if I get more on the bridge.
Well, I'm gonna have my space.
I'm not quite certain where the activation
I'm gonna
or the hitbox is for the road.
get tucked in my soul.
Come on, let me on.
Low, and my train
I'm just a kindly skeleton.
won't be no one.
I don't think you're gonna let me on. I think I have to. Yeah, fuck it. Let's hop a train
Well, I
to Charlotte. Let's find out what it's like. You hop off the boxcar and successfully sneak your way out of the train yard without catching any unwanted attention. Hell yeah. Oh, I can hear a story. Listen to this, blurts a boy, loitering outside the grocery store. He works his way through a long and strange story about the Thunderbird people who fly when they fall from heights. There, he finishes. What do you think? Wait a minute. Holy shit, you know this story. It's the story of the bridge builders, but wildly altered. For a couple moments, you're too surprised to respond. Seriously, the boy insists. What do you think about that one? It's a great story. He smiles sheepishly. Thanks, he says. I heard it from my brother. It's changed. I mean, it's not that different, right? Because, like, we don't know if he actually can, but the bridge builder himself was like, boy, we fly when we fall. We're Thunderbird people. It's like, is it really that different? Other than maybe asserting that, yes, they absolutely can do that. We didn't confirm. We didn't push any of them off the bridge. I don't know why that's the option for confirming. It's having to push them. Look, I got a taste for blood, I guess. We killed that lineman and now I want more.
He sings as he works, his voice warm and soft as the late afternoon sun. The air's sweet with the tang of recently cut sugarcane. There's a practiced, almost soothing precision to the way he works. He looks up and nods hello.
Hi there.
Making molasses, he says to your unasked question. I sell the blackstripe in town. Farmers use it for feed. Bitter as hell.
Can I
Grins.
taste it?
Got some set aside. He comes back with a murky flask, waving off any offer of payment. I ain't charging. Folks around here need what they can get. Makes a mean loaf of bread. He nods at the barrels. I'm about done filtering. Got to boil it next. Lend a hand?
The way that I can be like, how much are you gonna pay me? This man just gave me stuff for free. I'm gonna help him.
You help him haul the barrels over to the metal boiler. You pour in the juice and set the fire. It's hot work. He fetches water and dark bread, and you share the small meal and a smile. It's good to find another who takes joy in honest labor.
And now I'll move on. Got a story of the man who made molasses. You know what? I haven't looked at this in a while. I still only have the dice. I don't know how I get more stuff. $19 of 230. That's a lot of stories. By God, is it a lot of stories. Oh, look. Here we go. Mason. Quinn. Search.
No fence, gate, or sign marks the entrance to the cemetery. Just a moment ago, you weren't surrounded by graves, and now you are. How long have you been stepping on dead folks, fully unaware?
I hope not too long.
A wood board, bleached white. Unknown. The word was painted on black by a steady hand, each letter signed with a flourish. Whoever made this memorial had more compassion than money.
Look around. Or hold I'll hold a moment of silence. The look around is the tower. I think I have enough tower stories right now.
You're already quiet, so maybe it's silly. But you instill that silence with intent. What else could someone do? A sparrow calls. Seems birds don't have much respect for the dead. You notice the grave marker isn't dug into the ground, just propped up on a tree.
I'll straighten the marker.
Looks nicer now, but unmoored as these markers are, this grave in front of this tree, does this memorial even belong to it?
Well, that's not my problem. I did what I could. I guess I'm still heading south. I'm just going wherever my little feet's take me at this point. Wherever I see a story, I'm going. Sorry, I'm rather far away from my mic right now. My bad. Bing! Bong! Bong!
Electric lamps stipple the cotton field before you with an orange light, moving like a group of lethargic fireflies. From the field, the voices of the workers reach you in a soulful, united song.
I'll rest nearby.
You're gently lulled to sleep as the song floats over you. Hello, Lordy, pick a bale of cotton. Hello, Lordy, pick a bale a day. You're pulled out of your slumber by a woman's pained scream and a collection of shouts rising from the field.
Well, that doesn't seem good.
The woman's screams taper off, soon replaced by the raw cries of an infant. Applause briefly fills the night, eventually fading back into song. Oh, Lordy.
She just had a baby out in the cotton field?
You wake up to the gentle crescendo of the worker's song, unsure if it ever ceased at all.
That's crazy. Oh my god. I got this. I am the whistling pro. I am the champion. No one will get me. Oh, I'm so good at whistling. Search.
Faded shotgun houses sit in rows under the tall shadows of smokestacks. A worker in full uniform hollers from a porch. Hey, traveler! Join me inside. Got some literature here.
Literature?
As you shut the door, the man glances out the window and draws the shades. Landlord toss you out? Ha! Don't mind me, it's none of my business. He pries up a floorboard with a crowbar. You glance over the man's shoulder to see inside the compartment. Canned goods, a pile of leaflets, the wood stock of a rifle. He replaces the board and stands.
What the hell is happening?
He hands you a can of whole potatoes, then a leaflet which reads, "No evictions, no fascists, no hunger." Headed back to the shop, but we'll have a Bible meet soon.
Bible meet?
Bible meet. If you don't know James 5:1 by heart, learn it. That's our favorite scripture.
Oh, I don't know it either. I thought the favorite scripture was John 3:16. What's this? Search. We're hiring pickers, the farmhand says. Today only. He drives you over. 30 or 40 people are already making their slow way across an impossibly vast field that touches the hazy horizon. Backbreaking work, but the folks are friendly and the pay is okay. Alright. I don't know. I guess I just move on. Da 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 ba 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 da ba da ba da ba da ba da 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 da. Ah, shit, I fucked it. I got distracted. There's so many buildings. There's so much here. I can see a story out in the distance, but I want to see if I can hitch my way somewhere. Na 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 na. Anyone pick up a poor old skeleton? I'm just a guy. Do I need to stop, maybe? Or did I just have really good luck that first time around with hiking? Oh, in Georgia! I guess there's no sense in hitching anymore. I'm already in Georgia. Oh, look at the sky. It's so pretty. This man reads the newspaper with barely contained horror, his grimace spreading wider and wider as he makes his way down the page. Suddenly, his frown cracks into something with a little more amazement in it. Whoa, he says. What's the matter? He reads out a story about the whippoorwill watching for death. You're shocked. It's the story of the drunkard lineman, but with some bits changed. Do you think this really happened, he asks? It's all made up, or... Oh, yes. It's all made up. He shrugs. Sounds like nonsense to me for sure, he says. The stuff they print these days. The whippoorwill watching for death. Like a camp. This might be a new person. Because we know where our guys are.
In a mile. And it's a stout myrtle with bald branches. No relief from the sun out here. Leaves would help. Someone hadn't replaced them all with dusty glass bottles.
Who the hell did that?
You cool down in the shade. The breeze blows through the bottles, making a series of heavy, hollow sounds. You think about wind chimes and the smell of fresh pies on windowsills.
Okay, I have never known anyone to put a pie out on a windowsill. In my whole entire life, I've never experienced it. I will never be able to have that, like, cartoon moment of floating on the scent of a pie on a windowsill and being like, oh, is that strawberry rhubarb? Does anyone do that?
The dense sound of many conversations cuts your nap short. There's no one around. Not until you look up at the bottles. They're filled with bright blue orbs, and words echo from them. None seem to notice your presence.
Okay, I should clarify. When I say does anyone do that, I mean, do they put pies out on windowsills, not if they float like a cartoon character on the scent from a pie? I know people don't do that part. I'll listen to laughter.
Can't get enough. Porcelain, chrome, the rusty ones. Gotta turn those sleek faucets. Ever find me in a hardware store, I'm gonna haunt it till the cows come home.
Laughter rumbles inside neighboring bottles.
What? That's weird. Got a faucet fetish, my dude?
Excusez-moi.
Beckoning you
not the
over,
French.
the woman shows you a letter, beautifully typeset on thick vellum. You're struck by the scent of a fancy department store? She points on the parchment to the address.
This address, you know?
Her accent is very thick.
Not the French, man.
You are dismayed to read the first paragraph. Lorem ipsum dolor sit amet. And the address under the monogram in the letterhead. 12345 Road Street, Anytown, USA. The woman blinks, hopefully, leaning close over your shoulder.
Yes? You know this place?
She asks. Poor woman. She's been tricked.
Man, the narration on this one was so different from the text on the screen. That's crazy. I'm gonna make something up. She's French, it's okay.
You send her around a nearby corner at random.
Merci!
She exclaims, clasping the letter to her bosom, stars in her eyes.
Enfin, mon héritage attend.
She hurries down the street, gone before you can change your mind.
Look, I already killed a man. If I can lie to a woman, why not? The devil's got his grippers on me now.
I'll see them far and long when the night comes.
Stop crying at me. Jimmy!
Evening there.
Oh, he's
You
a
looking for
Bible
a sermon
man.
or just a chat? Don't really matter, frankly. First thing I ever learned behind the pulpit is that every homily is just a conversation. Ain't as one-sided as you might think, either. Preachers ain't shepherds, they're cowboys. They gotta run with the flock, keep them directed without fencing them in. So how about you take a seat and guide us somewhere? Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
Ah, he wants a thrilling story. I've been on some adventures. There was a creepy mill.
Sorry, that kind of thing don't scare me anymore, if that's what you're going for.
What does this game consider a thrilling story?
The past? Huh. My earliest memories of my mother and father teasing each other, laughing about something I didn't quite understand. Putting on voices, playing games. This was back before she passed. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Man, I don't fucking know. You guys never like the stuff that I tell you about. The bootleggers?
You've got a pretty wild life, you know that?
I didn't think that one was all that wild, but okay.
Authority? People look to me for leadership, but I tell them that real leadership comes from community. The best preachers are cornerstones, not prophets. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right?
I just told you one. Oh, I just told you one. Where's my spooky one? What if where? Go the hobo.
Different folks have different senses of humor, I suppose.
How is it, buddy? He's a ghost.
Bondage? Yeah.
What?
Met my daddy's daddy once. One time is all I needed to know that some chains ain't ever coming off. Don't matter what sort of proclamation a white man in a suit makes. You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
I should have just told the goat story. I should have just told the goat story. That's what I'm feeling like right now. My God. I guess, Quinn.
I swear I ain't heard a story good as that in a long minute.
Okay.
Travel? Oh, I travel. Moving's in my blood. Pops traveled all over to wrestle. And even
Wrestle?
I stepped out on my own, I kept moving.
He's a wrestler?
I've been everywhere. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Houston, Los Angeles. I even... Paris. I even been to Paris.
Why?
I've been everywhere. Chicago, New York, Atlanta, Houston, Los Angeles. I even... Paris. I even been to Paris.
Sir, you were supposed to say ask me about that some other time.
Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking.
Stop crying.
What about you? Been on any adventures?
Oh my god. Why do they want thrilling story? Tell me a thrilling story. I don't know what the hell is a thrilling story to you people. The Thunderbird people? That's thrilling.
You've got a pretty wild life. You know that?
Yay! I was right, it's thrilling.
Freedom? I have it now. I hear it a lot. You give the best sermons I ever heard, Brother Jimmy. Why don't you become a pastor and start your own church?
I forgot his name was Jimmy. We've been talking to him for like 2 seconds and I forgot his name is Jimmy.
Well, I like the freedom. Jesus didn't preach to the Canaanites alone after all. So no church or temple or praise house for me. My congregation is America itself. Well, I gotta get moving on. I have a sermon to give in the morning. And the church
he's
is a long
barely
night walking
moving.
that way. Walk like you're blessed, child. Cause even if you ain't, that's the only way you'll find your holy self.
Thank you. Interesting to meet a preacher right after I just said that the devil's got his grippers on me. Because I killed a man. Oh, y'all hate me. Everybody hates a skeleton. Not a singular person wants to be. Hey. You gotta stop being crazy. Crazy. The waitress at this diner is sharing an outlandish tale with one of her regulars. I heard it from my sister-in-law, she says. It happened to her daughter's friend. It's true. She notices you listening. Hey! Shut up! Hey. Have you heard this one before? Which one? She regales you with a story about the man who had to travel 600 miles to find a single job. Halfway through, you realize that it's the story of the couple parted by unemployment, but highly embellished. What do you think about that? The waitress exclaims. It's an interesting tale. Sure is, she agrees. And true, every word of it. And boy, is it true, every single word of it.
He's small for his age. Boy of 13 or so, sitting on an upturned bucket by the side of a tiny wedge of farmland.
He's got a dog.
The dog, as though by contrast, is massive. An enormous yellow-brown mutt. He's called Rover, the boy explains.
Paul says he can't come with us.
Why not?
West.
You notice the Model A truck on the yard, piled high with furnishings and trunks and bags and knots of rope to tie it all together. And upon all that, too, yet more dust and grit.
Paul says it has to be better.
And why can't Rover go?
With one toe tip, he scratches a parabola on the dead, dry ground.
Paul says we can't afford to feed Rover no more.
You can't tell where the blonde of the dog's coat ends and the omnipresent dust begins. Same goes for the boy's hair.
Will you take him?
If I can, I will.
Rover follows you eagerly after you feed him the tiniest sliver of jerky. But a few hours later, he snaps to attention, as though hearing some distant noise your ears can't catch. The last you see of him are the markings left by his dirty pelt on the leaves of the underbrush.
No, Rover! I can't believe Rover left us. I know this is Jimmy, but I don't want to talk to Jimmy yet. There's other stories, Jimmy. You have to wait.
A sign in town says a farmer is hiring for the sugarcane harvest. A bag-eyed man drives you
What does that
and
mean?
10 hungry strangers out into the cane, where he leaves you. Everyone gets a hatchet, but no instruction. The foreman is missing for some reason. Nobody is sure what to do.
Great.
A young man in a red jacket stuffs all the hatchets in his pack. "This is stupid," he says. "I'm leaving. You can get $5 for a nice axe like this." He marches off into the cane and others follow. "Don't!" a young woman shouts after them. "It's not right."
Here, we'll try to balance our actions. Yeah, that girl's right.
The thief left some hatchets behind, so you and the 3 chumps left start chopping cane. It's brutal work. None of you know what you're doing. "Keep going," the girl calls. Her hands are bleeding, and her face is bright with sweat. Soon, her cane is piled high.
At least she's doing some honest work.
Sometime after noon, the truck rolls up with a boozy foreman riding shotgun. "Good work," he croaks. The girl wipes her blood-pinked hands on her apron to take her pay, but doesn't notice the crumpled body in the back of the truck, or the hatchets heaped beside it.
They killed that boy. They killed him. This kindly old man sharing the shade under the bridge with you tells a few rambling stories, some true seeming, some conspicuously less so. All true, he assures you. There's history in this place, going all the way back to Indian times. Strange stuff happens round here. Can't all be true. Sure it is, he scoffs, and then as if to prove himself right, he launches into a story about the fisherman and his fish calling seagulls. And this one, you know, it's the story of the seagulls and the fisherman, but wilder and stranger than you remember. I know that one. See then? The old man laughs. So I ain't pulling your leg. It's all true. Well, now the seagulls are summoning fish.
The soldier sits in the dirt with his legs splayed out, like a child.
Rather than the other way around.
Beneath the tattered fabric of his antique uniform, several open wounds fester in the hot sun. "Lend a hand, traveler?"
I'll ask about the wounds. We have a lot of sun and a lot of tower, but I think we have more sun than tower right now. We get a lot of those stories.
"Well, it's a fair ambush. I'm the only survivor. Even killed the horses. Got 'em mad with what we pulled off in Lawrence." As the soldier talks, blood rises from his wounds like plumes of red smoke.
Ew.
Lawrence the town, not the fella. Rounded up anyone old enough to hold a gun and burned the place down. A vague tension runs underneath the silence. You realize you can't see the soldier's hands. "Say, stranger, where you from?"
I travel.
"Where you going, Yankee?" A bowie knife flies past your head, so close the wind tickles your ear. It sticks in a tree with a solid thump that clears the squirrels and birds out of the branches. When you look back, the wounded soldier's nowhere to be found.
Bye! Alright, we'll go talk to Jimmy, and that'll probably be the last thing that we do in this game. Wait, another story? Wait! I must hear more permutations of my own stories. It's break time at this half-finished bridge. The workers are gathered around a young man who sits on a bucket like a king. They listen raptly to his story about the Thunderbirds, swooping and darting around the high places. He realizes the story of the Thunderbird people who fly when they fall from heights, but it's heavily embellished. The young man on the bucket tells it masterfully, doing all the voices as if he's told it this way 1,000 times before. It's nothing close to what actually happened, but this version is pretty good. You'll have an easy time remembering it. Oh boy, oh howdy. Jimmy, I'm back. Hi, Jimmy. A shallow grave. Oh.
Oh, it is a good day to see you, child. Just need a little company is all.
Hi, Jimmy.
But a celebration of life today. Young man, 17, maybe 18. Closed casket.
What killed him?
They did that boy wrong, they did. I suppose I'm glad I gave his family a little hope, at least. Hey, do you have any spooky campfire tales? Feels appropriate out here, right?
Oh, I've got one about a goat. Oh, I've got a good one about a goat.
Oh, you could rattle a congregation's bones, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
This country, listen. I saw his face. I opened the lid and saw what they did.
What do they do?
A country that lets the men who did that to him live full, happy lives. That country ain't no home.
What happened?
You must have seen some pretty wild stuff on the road. What's the most exciting thing you've seen?
Stop crying. Why always the exciting stories? I don't have exciting stories. I'm just a guy. Can you believe that Jimmy already knows the story of Jimmy's parable? Guys, I think he knows the story. Boy and his dog? Question mark?
That's how it is, huh? Well, maybe you ain't seen as much of this world as I have. Freedom? I get angry. I do. Furious.
The people in this game, I don't know what they want from me when they say a thrilling story or exciting story or whatever.
All that talk of huddled masses yearning to be free. But when I look at that boy's parents, they ain't yearning for freedom. All they want is their damned boy back. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary. Just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
Yeah. Thrilling. I don't know what's thrilling. What's thrilling? What's going on? Is this thrilling?
That strikes me as a shallow kind of hope.
I don't know what's thrilling to this
The future.
game.
I pray that one day America will be a place where young black boys do not need fear the arbitrary justice of fearful men. But I worry that there are a great number of closed caskets between here and there. Anyway, why don't you tell me a scary story? You must have heard some good ones.
So one time at band camp, this one time at band camp, What's scary to you? One time I told a woman to go the wrong way. Wait, is this thrilling?
Oh, you got me for a second with
No,
that
that's scarier.
choice. Yeah, some days. I really
God damn
believe
it.
that we all have choices in life. We are truly free to decide whether to live moral lives or to throw ourselves headlong into sin and profit.
I don't know what's a venturesome or
But
thrilling
on days
story.
like today, I think maybe only God chooses, and He does so with arbitrary cruelty. Lately, my journey's been pretty ordinary, just walking church to church. What about you? Been on any adventures?
So, the baby was born one time in a cotton field.
I'm not sure that one moves me.
Jimmy, you're killing me.
My wishes, days like this, I only have one wish. Lord, let me see another year of life. Guide us away from those men who would kill us as soon as share a meal. Else there won't be a heaven, only more heartache. Well, the night's over. I've got miles to go, of course. A long way to go alone. This poor boy's still haunting my head.
Godspeed, Jimmy.
I wish we'd been able to continue our talk. I don't have a preacher of my own to seek solace from, you know?
Who therapies the
My
therapist?
next leg takes me this way. Maybe we'll cross paths again. We seem to be lucky that way.
Man, we're both heading south. This is unfortunate. Jimmy wants too many thrilling stories, and alas, I have 0. It feels like I don't know what a thrilling story is in this game. Wow, look at that. Two stories to hear. No, but I need the end. I don't know if we'll play this more of this. I don't know. I'm enjoying it, but I don't know if it's like a game to stream. I don't know. But thank you so much for coming by today. Please have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And until next time, I love you all so much. And I'll see. Why are you crying? Just because I'm doing my outro doesn't mean you cry about it. There's nothing for you. Nothing's happening for you after this. Anyways, I'll see you later. Bye. Bye-bye.